Well, today's the day. All of us in the Animal Crossing fandom have been waiting far too long for the next Animal Crossing game. But it's finally coming out, and it looks amazing. By the time you're watching this, the game is already out, and I'm all cozy in bed playing and eating too many cookies. But as of right now, there's still 2 days left, and it feels like an eternity. But it turns out waiting years to finally get around to buying a Switch really paid off, because I managed to order one of the beautiful New Horizons Special Edition Switches with some gift cards I've been saving up from a couple of Christmases. The system is supposed to get here on Thursday, and the game comes out on Friday, which is pretty perfect since I won't be leaving the house anytime soon. So while I wait for my box of escapism to get here, I thought I'd make some cookies to have while we isolate and wait for this apocalypse to end. I remember when I bought the first Animal Crossing, I had never heard of it, but I saw it in the store and something drew me to it. I never had a lot of money to spend on games, so taking a risk like that wasn't something that I would usually do, but it just looked so cute and so calm that I knew that I would love it. I also had never played any games that are similar to them before, like Harvest Moon or anything like that. I played those later and loved them, but I'd never played just a calm video game like that before. So I went ahead and bought it, and took it home, popped it in my GameCube, and I think it took me until about the time when I got my Nook's Cranny uniform and started working for Tom to be completely hooked. I don't even know how many hours I've spent in Animal Crossing, but I'm sure all of that will probably double in New Horizons. By the way, I got these adorable cookie cutters from the Cookie Trade on Etsy, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check them out. They are so perfect. So it looks like in New Horizons you start with 2 animals on your island, and I can't wait to see who mine are. Who are some of your favorite animals? I have such a soft spot for Tangy and Pierce because they were both in my first village, and I know Pierce lived with me for a while in City Folk, but I haven't seen either of them since. I also really like Vesta and Goldie, who lived with me in City Folk. Puck lived with me in my first one, I'm pretty sure. It's weird that I can't remember everybody who's lived in my towns. My current New Leaf town has Chrissy, Rosie, Ken, Sky, Annalise, Gladys, Walt, Bam, and then Nibbles lived there for a long time, and he was one of my favorites, and then he moved away when I hadn't played for a while. But Draco moved in, and he's pretty cool. Also, who's your favorite, main character? Because for years, Tom Nook has always been my favorite, and I had no idea that he was so hated. I didn't have any friends that played Animal Crossing, and then when I finally met someone who played, she hated Tom Nook. And I didn't even realize that that was a thing until I started seeing more stuff on the Animal Crossing fandom online and seeing how much of a hated guy he is. But I love him. He's so cute, he's so nice, he gives you a house to live in, and you can pay for it whenever you want, no deadline, no interest, no anything. Y'all are wrong about Tom Nook. Let me know if you agree. So, I don't have a Switch, and even though there were plenty of games that I really, really wanted, it was never enough to make me actually spend the money on one. But then at Christmas, my parents gave me a big Amazon gift card that, combined with what was left over from last year's gift card, it was able to pretty much entirely cover a new Switch. So after Christmas, I thought, alright, I think it's time for me to buy a Switch because Animal Crossing's coming out. So I waited a little while knowing that Animal Crossing wasn't going to come out until March, and that was the main reason I was buying a Switch. Then one day I thought, okay, I've been putting it off, let's just do it. So I get on Amazon and I'm looking at the Switches, and I really just can't decide whether I want the black one, which I don't like the look of, I don't know why, and the blue and red one, which is iconic, but also just not my colors, I'm just not into it. So because I couldn't decide, I decided to just wait a little bit and think about it. And that night, they announced the Animal Crossing New Horizons Special Edition Switch. And I looked at it, and it is just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I knew that I had found my Switch. And if I had ordered one of the black or the blue and red ones, and then found out that there was a beautiful mint green and baby blue Animal Crossing Switch, I would have been so annoyed. It was a bit of an ordeal to buy it since it wasn't immediately available to purchase on Amazon, and then everywhere else sold out. And when I went to a GameStop to see if they had any, the GameStop employee was kind of being condescending about it, like I didn't understand that special editions would sell out. But because I was obsessively checking the Amazon app, when it finally went up, I was ready, and I've never purchased anything so quickly on Amazon before. So, thanks to Nintendo, I am very ready for spending the next however long social distancing, playing Animal Crossing, and a couple other games that I've already accumulated. And I hope you guys do the same, and stay safe, and follow the advice of medical professionals. And I really hope that all of this is over soon. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you want to know what recipe I used, I'll leave a link in the description to Julia Usher's YouTube channel. She is the queen of cookies, as well as a link to the recipe itself. I use her sugar cookie recipe with the cinnamon variation, and her royal icing recipe. I have a couple of painting videos ready to go, so I'll be getting back to doing art videos next week, as long as Animal Crossing doesn't completely take over my life, which it might.